welcome to our annual Year of Hope. This is the 6th year we've hosted this fundraiser for our organization. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing pandemic and out of an abundance of caution, we've pivoted this year from our traditional in-person event to a virtual event. And while we miss every single one of our supporters, survivors, law enforcement, community supporters, and being together in person as we usually do, we hope that next year we'll be back together in person, and we're going to take this opportunity to share with you a little bit about Project Cold Case in a new format, virtually. So please join us as the next few days we showcase some of the services, some of the families, and some of the successes of our organization and Project Cold Case and why it is so important. I want to say thank you first to our violinist, Lachelle Bruno, for joining us tonight and performing a ceremony and concert. For the few survivors that we invited that are all very responsibly socially distanced to enjoy this evening and this event as we kick off the opening ceremony for the 2021 Year of Hope. And we look forward to showcasing much more about our organization over the coming days. Thank you again for joining us and for supporting us, and we hope you enjoy our presentation.
My name is Casey Ellison, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
I'm Tammy Downs, and I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Helen Williams, Jacksonville, Florida.
My mother is Melissa Ellison. She was affectionately known as Missy Taylor growing up. She is from Jacksonville, Florida. Grew up on the west side of Jacksonville, went to Ed White.
Okay, Dorian Earl Mann is my only son. He was murdered on October 17th, 2017, and he was 26 at the time.
My dad, he was Jack L. Robinson. He was 65 years old.
She passed away when I was 13 months old. Someone broke into our house and beat her essentially to death.
He was found at 8 o'clock in the morning on someone's front yard, and they thought he had been hit, like with a car, hit and run. And as it turns out, he had not been hit by a car. He had been shot in the head, and his car had been hijacked.
It was August 17th, 1996. I was at my mom's here in Florida, and we were having a nice day, not knowing that at 6 o'clock that evening, my father was being stabbed to death by, we do not know if they knew each other, but by another man at the Rosewood boat landing in Olympia.
I find the most comfort through Project Cold Case, doing the monthly groups, doing the monthly Zoom meetings now with COVID, but the fact that that hasn't stopped, the fact that nothing has stopped us from being able to be a group of people that understand what each other's going through, and to be able to have that group of individuals to have even a grief support. They're the only ones that understand what I'm going through, and the ability to talk to them about it is immense for my healing and for my health and well-being. That's the biggest blessing out of all of this, is to be able to have such a precious relationship with people that understand how I feel.
It was a warm feeling being here at Project Cold Case. We have support group meetings here, and I started coming to them, and it was so rewarding being around other people who understood my pain and what I had been through and could relate. You all opened up your arms to me and let me be a part, and I began to heal because of this, because of talking with others who had been through this.
They're my support. Y'all, Project Cold Case has become an advocate to me to help through this time when my father's case is unsolved. It's cold. They don't have anything. And through that, they offer me support. They offer me an advocate to talk to through live coverage, we're able to have meetings, and we're even able to have support groups.
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did, our opening ceremonies, our violinist, and a message from some of our survivors. And I really want to take this opportunity to thank those that participated, and beyond those that participated in this opening ceremony, sharing their story and their loved one. I want to extend that beyond just those three to all of our survivor families. All of your loved ones are remembered. They will never be forgotten as long as Project Cold Case is in existence. And we want you to know that you are as special as they are. And that's why we do what we do. So thank you for that. I'm really excited to take this opportunity to close out our opening ceremonies with something extremely special. I met this gentleman a number of years ago, before Project Cold Case ever existed. I saw an article with him in the local newspaper. He was a longshoreman, worked at the Jack's Port, but his passion was poetry. And he was making a career out of poetry. Odd Rod is what his stage name is. And he has his reasons why that's the name he chose. But he's always presented powerful poems about real life experiences. And Project Cold Case reached out to him recently and asked if he would be able to be the voice for our organization and what we do and why we do it. And we think he captured that perfectly. So please sit back and enjoy this poetic piece called A Better Response by Odd Rod. Thank you for everything.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, is what we say, but that is not the case at all. Our minds replay the better days before we got the call, and paused, and dropped, and cried out tears of grief, for someone that we knew and loved was now declared deceased. Homicide arrest rates took a plunge in recent years. Families left in mourning faced the worst of all their fears to hear our loved ones have been taken by the hands of someone else. They're working on the case, but it's been hard without the help of the community with answers as witnesses choose absence. Missing puzzle pieces hold the key to what has happened, and it seems that things are lacking. It's been a year with nothing mentioned. It's hard to sleep at night because we know that someone did this and they ain't been apprehended. While detectives stop their visits, they don't have good descriptions and their leads have been dismissing, so this case is disappearing. Like the teardrops on our sleeves. Mornings filled with the morning, say a prayer for those who leave. Save a prayer for those who grieve, because this pain is unsurmountable when someone takes a life and no one's held accountable. We have nothing good to go off of, cause nothing's been reported. Detectives clutch their hats, approaching broken hearts on porches, forcing families out with torches. Those are mothers in the streets. They're acting like they're officers returning to the scenes. Fathers question witnesses while brothers comb for clues. Sisters put up posts in hopes to garner up some views, and doing fine is what we say. But that is not the case at all. For murder cases frozen frees the families involved, pushing families to pause their lives so they can seek out justice. We watch the process fade while being told that we should trust it, feeling broken and disgusted, helpless and ignored, trying to find a way that we can somehow fill the void behind the murder of a loved one in the hopes to catch a break. Faith is like a bird we hold and cherish that escapes, and a day's a day too late, and it's hard to carry on, speaking to a grave of someone that should not be gone. That's where we find our strength in numbers. Project Cold Case fills the gaps. They become a bridge that helps to bring our focus back so that we don't forget our loved ones, but we do remember us. Much more than a system set in place to keep in touch, they're a sound of hope in silence, a light in times of dark, a real-life organization built on showing us their heart. And that part sometimes is everything we need to float. Someone who believes that we can win, can give us hope and not only help us cope, but help us stand and raise our heads as a tribute to the fallen that will live for them instead. So that one day when we're asked how we've been holding it together, we will know we're not alone and will respond, we're doing better.